everybody, and welcome to the channel Crossing the Spiritual Streams. My name is Tandra, and today we're going to do a Tarot Pick-a-Pile card reading on messages from our furry friends. A lot of times animals that are near us can sense what we need, can sense our feelings, our emotions, what's going on, and they also have kind of a instinct or a channel to the universe. So I kind of thought it might be nice to get some messages from them, because sometimes it's a little hard to know what they're thinking or what they feel or what they would like for us. And so I thought that might be kind of fun. Also, I know a lot of you all don't watch the full introduction, so I would just like to say thank you very much for subscribing to the channel, giving the videos thumbs up, leaving me comments in the comments section, and sharing the videos with all of your friends and family, however you've chose to do so. All of those things are very helpful to the channel. They've helped us grow, and they'll continue to do so. And I just wanted to say thank you very much for doing those things. And I just wanted, to shout out to you guys for that. I also wanted to continue letting you guys know some other tarot card readers that might be of interest to you on YouTube. The one for this week is Minnow Pond Tarot. He does daily and weekly and monthly astrology tarot readings, so those might be of interest to you. He talks very fast, but he has some interesting insight sometimes into some of his tarot readings, so he might be somebody you would like to check out and see what he has to say. Okay, for those of you who are not familiar with tarot card pick-a-pile readings, basically we have 3 different piles to choose from here. We have pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. These cards go with them as well, 1, 2, and 3. And you basically go with your gut instinct, whichever pile draws you in the most, whichever one you feel most compelled to watch, you go ahead and watch that pile. There will be timestamps in the description that will lead you directly to your pile when you are ready to go there. And basically you can pick more than one pile if you feel compelled to do so. Sometimes that does happen. That just means that there's messages in more than one pile for you. And that could happen. And this is a timeless reading, so whenever you run across this reading, there should be messages there for you as well. Okay? We also, along with the tarot cards that we've picked and the oracle cards, we also have charms that we're going to be looking at each reading, as well as our oracle spheres, where you can ask a yes or no type of question and get an answer to it. So we will give you a moment or so to reflect on the piles, and then we will see you at your reading. Hello, pile 1, and welcome to your reading. All right, let's see what we're going to go ahead and look at your tarot cards, and then we'll look at our divine dog wisdom cards that we had here, and then we'll do our charms, and we'll do our oracle spheres too, where you could be asking your yes no type of question and get an answer to that. So let's see what tarot cards we have first. We have the Knave of Cups. We have the World. And we have the 4 of Cups. All right, let's see what else we've got. We've got the 10 of Swords, the Knave of Wands, and the Sun card. Oh, that's really cool. All right. And then we have Passion, do what you love, and Vulnerability, the strength to show yourself. Wow. Okay, this goes along with messages that were coming through right away here. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at our booklet here on the vulnerability and the passion. Let's see what they have to say. All right, do what you love. It means it's time to get clear about what you really love, what matters to you the most, and let that be the life that you live. It's time to focus on what would be the most ideal for you. Perhaps you've reached a point where the lust for life and zest and living are draining away, and you no longer know what gets you leaping out of bed in the morning. Or you have so many balls in the air you're not sure which ones to keep chasing. You may be unsure what will lead to the most satisfaction and keep you in play, or what would take you further away from what you really love. Passion is what makes life worth living, and living a passionate life is an ongoing process of making decisions based on what gives you the greatest joy, then going out and doing and being more of that. Over time, some of your passions may change while others remain the same, but whatever your passions, they can become your faithful guidance in the dog days of summer or any season of your year of your life. When you continue to sit up, take notice, and take off after those relationships, creative endeavors, business pursuits, or any other activities that get and keep you salivating. This card invites you to quit following your tail and wholeheartedly jump into a bigger wave that can carry you to new shores, new opportunities, and new expressions of your own unique passions. When you do, you'll find yourself buoyed up with support and resources you might never have expected. All right. And then vulnerability, which is interesting here. It means you're either already feeling vulnerable and licking wounds or needing to explore vulnerability, an asset for accessing more abundant energy and better relations. Though vulnerability has been thought to be the opposite of strength, vulnerability itself can be strength when you decide to make yourself more genuinely available to those in your pack who care about you and your well-being. Letting them know how you feel and what you might be needing empowers them to give you what they can and want to give you. This allows them to fulfill their need to give and serve. Sometimes protection is necessary when one is being attacked or violently confronted in some way. Yet over self-protectiveness can make one lonely, and it can take a lot of energy to maintain bravado when you're not really confident or courageous but feel the need to put on that mask. Bullies and bad dogs snap or strike out to hide their own vulnerability or fear of being attacked. For that reason, often their barks is worse than the bite. When you don't try to hide your emotions or what some might regard as your weakness, you let others know that they too don't need to hide. They can be real, and that can generate less defensiveness in a conversation or interaction and more goodwill for all to lap up. If you're licking your wounds from a real or perceived affront to life, limb, or ego, you may want to take stock of what really happened. Did you attract an attacker by being vulnerable? Did you put your best paw forward, hoping for a different response than you received, and then felt vulnerable when the outcome was different than expected? What's important here is the learning about when and whom and how to show vulnerability in a way that it serves you and others. Being vulnerable is part of being all who you are, no matter whose fur is up or down. Okay, and what I got from this when I saw these cards is I really feel like you guys are in an energy right now of, okay, we have the Ten of Swords, which is usually an energy of feeling very down, very much that you've fought the fight and you've lost. Okay, a lot of times we do feel that way, and we do feel very vulnerable sometimes when that comes up, and we feel, like the world is just totally stabbed us in the back. And we also have the Four of Cups here as well, where a lot of times we're feeling bored, lazy, put upon. We're not really noticing what the universe is giving to us there. Usually there's spilt cups, but you notice how in this case they're not. But that is just kind of an energy that I think that maybe you're in right now, or maybe and you might have had some good reasons for it. Okay, the vulnerability card talked about maybe you put yourself out there and then it didn't work out the way you expected. That's possible. Or maybe you're just afraid to be vulnerable, because if you're not vulnerable, then you feel protected. But I really feel like that's kind of an energy that your furry friends would like you to maybe get out of now. That maybe it's time to move forward. We do have a couple of knaves here, which I really like. We have the Knave of Cups and the Knave of Wands. And those are very cool. One deals with emotions and one deals with our passions. So this vulnerability a lot of times deals with our emotions, and then the passion card dealt with our passions or things that we're passionate about. So I find this very interesting. I feel like your emotions might be holding you back from searching and seeking what you're very passionate about, what you really care about, or maybe you're not even sure anymore what you really care about. Maybe life has kind of drudged you down a lot lately and just kept moving you down forward, and you just were like, okay, I don't even know. And you just feel like just kind of just laying there and being done. And I understand that energy, especially with what a lot of us have been going through a lot over this last year or so. I think a lot of us are feeling a lot like that. Like we're just like, oh, okay. I don't even know. But look at this. Look at how, even the one who's being vulnerable here, um, when he decides to get up and go, I mean, he is just going to explode onto the scene and just show the whole world what he's about. And I think now's the time to maybe kind of decide what dreams you have, what things you would like to do. We've got the crystal ball here. We've got other things. By having the knaves are the pages. They're the ones that are full of idealism, and they're the dreamers, and they're innocent, and they're naive, and they're dreaming. They got their heads in the clouds. The Knave of Cups and the Knave of Wands. They're very much about adventure and excitement and new ideas and things that they really want to explore and do. And I feel like that is the energy that is being brought to you. We have both of these here, and I feel like that's the energy that you have now, because you also have the Sun card and the World card, which means that basically the sun can shine light on new things. It can bring forward new opportunities and new vistas and new things. I mean, look at this bunny here. We got Stonehenge in the background, and the light is shining on it. It's shining on the mysteries of this, and we've got a bunny that can go forward on new travels and new journeys and seek new light and new knowledge. Go back to school if that's your passion, if there's something you've always wanted to do and you've never really done it. Now's the time to go explore that. Okay, now's the time to go do that, and you could be a little bit vulnerable in doing so. Like, let's say you're an older person, and going back to school can make you very vulnerable. Going back to school is like, oh my gosh, that's something we think about for young people and older people. It's kind of putting yourself out there a little bit. But that could be something. Changing your career, changing up a job, deciding to pursue some creative pursuits that you haven't done in the past, or going out there and finding that love. Or going back out into the dating scene if you haven't done that. All of those things could be, you decide what you are passionate about, what you would like your next leap forward be, what would give you joy in life again, what would give you these energies, these knave energies, to be able to move you along. Because then we have the World, which, the World card is always so beautiful to me, because it's kind of sitting on top of everything. They pretty much have everything at their fingertips. It's what they've dreamed of is available to them. Their dreams are equaling their reality, and I kind of see that for you along with the Sun card as well. Let's go ahead and take a look at our charms and find out if there's any other messages here or any other guidance that you might get, and then we'll do our oracle spheres as well. All right, let's see messages. Okay, ooh, got quite a bit going on here. All right, we have some letters. We have a K, an L, and an N. Okay. I instantly thought of like for some reason. I'm not sure why. And I'm not sure what that would mean. But okay, so we got an AKN or LKN, sorry. And those could be initials, those could be bring up specific words in your mind or some things that you would like to get out of there. So let's see what we've got there. We also have quite a few cards here. Wow. Matter of fact, I'm not sure we should have this many, but let's see what we've got. Maybe there's some messages here that are kind of important here. So let's take a look. All right. We do have the Six of Wands, which once again is preparing for new adventures, preparing for the next stage, going forward, that youthful energy, that youthful learning. We do have the Three and the Four of Swords, which the 3 sometimes can show some heartache, some other things that, maybe have gone on, but also they can deal with healing. It can deal with, now's the time to heal, I think, is what I'm getting from that. Because then we have the 4 of swords, which is also kind of the rest, relaxation, recuperating type of energy. It also deals with home and family and other things. And we also have 2 other 4s. And so you have lots of 4s here. 4's energies deals with mothers, quite a bit. So if there's some healing that needs to be done with your mother, or some other things dealing with your family or your home life, or some other things like that, I kind of feel like that's kind of a energy we've got going on here. We also have the 3 of diamonds, which is kind of a community energy. But we have, all these 4s here, which to me, it means getting a grounding, a stability, um, you know, uh, getting that grounding that you need, that stable part in your life before you move forward and before you go on. So that's kind of what I'm kind of seeing there with that energy. We also have the Ace of Spades, which is new clarity, new beginnings, new steps, new going forward. We do have the Ten of Spades energy again. I do see that as kind of a warning, because I also saw the skull and crossbones, and I kind of feel like those 2 went together, where to me they kind of showed where you're kind of vulnerable, you're feeling vulnerable, you're feeling nervous and afraid and worried, but I think it's okay. Okay. We do have the follow your heart symbol here, so I do think that that's important. We do have the perhaps love and the circle love, so following love might be an important thing right now, but also following what you love and how you love. And we also have the star here that says love you. So I think, first of all, your furry friends are telling you how much they love you. I just kind of got that with the star there. But I also, following what you love and what you care about, going on that next adventure, I think is really important for you. We do have 2 jacks here, which once again, those are the knaves. We have the Jack of Swords and the Jack of Clubs. So once again, it's that, going out for that new adventure, going out and getting that new thing. Excuse me. You do have the dragon energy, which is once again following your passion, following what your heart desires. But I see the baby steps here, and also see the teddy bear. And with the knaves too, that's kind of a childlike energy. We also have Alice in Wonderland here, Alice, and so I kind of see that as getting back to your childhood dreams, things that you cared about as a child, things that mattered to you when you were a child, things that you kind of gave up when you were young. I kind of see that as kind of important to pull back here. We also have the flower and the butterfly. The butterfly is a nice transforming energy. It's kind of going from one thing to the next. And we also, with the flower, they're involved as well. I kind of just see in getting back to nature, following what's natural to you, what feels natural to you, what makes sense to you, would be important. We do have the ruler here. And with the baby steps, whenever that comes up kind of with the ruler, I'm kind of thinking, okay, take a measure of your life. Take a measure of where you're going, where you've been, what your next step should be, and that kind of thing. And I kind of see it as taking measured baby steps, small steps at a time, a little inching forward kind of attitude. Just that first step is all you really have to take. You don't have to take a big, huge leap. You don't have to following your dreams and following your heart and following what you really care about is important, but you don't have to take a big, huge leap to do it. One smaller leap is fine. We also have the hope here, which, just means have hope that, things are going to work out okay and that things are going to go okay. We also have the perfume bottle, which, I see as luxuriousness and getting luxuries out of life. And also the fox energy, in this case, I think symbolizes intelligence, getting intelligence, that kind of thing. We also have the musical instrument, which usually just means that music and harmony, getting harmony back in your life, I think is really important. Is kind of what I'm seeing with that there. I just feel like all those things, and so it's kind of all one big message about following your heart, following your dreams, going down that rabbit hole, getting back to your youthful energy again, getting back to the things that you cared about in your youth and that you kind of gave up, because I feel like sometimes we grow up and we get responsibilities and life drags us down and these things happen, and then we forget what it was like when we were a child, when the world was totally open to us and when we could follow whatever we really wanted. That whole opportunity is still there for you. The universe still has it available to you. It still exists. So just know that it's still there and that you can tap into that. Because I think sometimes we forget that when we get older. All right, let's go ahead and get our oracle spheres. Basically, what we have here is 4 different stands. We have a gold, green, blue, red, 1, 2, 3, 4. And you can decide which stand you would like your answer to appear on. Be thinking of a yes or no type of question. Not an open-ended one that, would require, more interpretation to get an answer, but more of a yes or no question. And figure out which stand you would like your answer to appear on, and then we'll go ahead and get our answers. All right, the number 1 gold is a not sure. That might mean there's some things that still need to play out, some things that need to happen before the universe can answer that question, or that the question wasn't very clear. Sometimes we're not always really clear when we ask a question. All right, the number 2 green is a yes. Number 3 blue is a not likely. And number 4 red is a no. So we have a number 1 gold not sure, number 2 green yes, number 3 blue is not likely, and number 4 red is not no, sorry. Number 4 red no. All right, so there's our answers, and I really hoped you guys had some important messages come through in this reading. Give your furry friends all a big hug and kiss for me, because I just, want to give that energy back out to them. I really appreciate doing this reading today. I hope it was useful to you. Please give the video a thumbs up. Share this video with your friends and family. Give me comments in the comments section, and check out our other videos on the channel. We have lots of timeless tarot readings. We also started a new series of rune readings with angel numbers, lucky numbers involved with those, along with oracle spheres. So those might be of interest to you to check out those videos. And we look forward to seeing you in all future readings, and may the stars guide your path. Bye-bye. Hello, Pile 2, and welcome to your reading on messages from our furry friends. We have our Divine Dog Wisdom messages. We have our tarot cards that we're going to go ahead and look at. We have our charms we're going to do, as well as our oracle spheres where we can get an answer to a yes, no type of question. All right, let's look at our tarot cards, see what we've got there. We've got the King of Wands. It's a beautiful cat on that card. The Knight of Chalices. And the King of Chalices. Wow, 2 kings and a knight. Cool. We have the Ace of Wands, the 4 of Swords, and the Devil card. Okay. We have Victimhood, Take Responsibility, and Wild Dog, Answer the Call. All right, let's go ahead and look at our Divine Dog Wisdom booklet here, and let's see if we get some specific messages out of these cards that might be of useful to us. All right, first of all, let's look at the Wild Dog. It's time for you to unleash your wild side. Perhaps that means roaming wide open spaces, not following old rules, boundaries, or conventions. Somewhere in your life, you're being asked to show up and explore territory beyond your daily routine and comfort zone. A wild card presents a new open yard or sand pile to dig in. Will you give yourself permission to take off your tight collar and answer the call? Your wild call is not about what feels safe, comfortable, routine, dutiful, or obligatory. Your wild call is not a whimper or cry. It's a howl that echoes over mountainscapes and valleys. It grabs your attention, rings in your ears, and beckons to be heard, demanding your response. For inner strength, harmony, and integrity to be achieved, your response must be equal to the power of this call. The only satisfying response to such a call is one that comes from the heart. What have you been longing to have, be, or do? Whose life are you living? What desire or passion was held back in puppyhood? What would make your life ideal now? What rules, boundaries, or agreements need to be updated or tossed to the wind altogether? Listen to your inner voices, each a different breed, as you begin to answer these questions. Some might sound excited and high-pitched, ready to go, while others might be afraid and throw up excuses as to why you should ignore this call. Tell each to sit and stay, and then bring your inner pack together, these different voices within, to serve your healing and your whole self. Beware of other dogs as they watch you answer this wild call. Some will help you bone up by sharing their experience and providing encouragement, while others may yawn, bark opposition, or even nip at your heels as you make your own way. Bless them all and be an example of answering your own call. Your contribution to your own pack and the larger world can only be sustained by answering this wild call over and over again. All right. Then we have victimhood. If you fetch this card, it means you're feeling powerless in some aspect of your life, whether in relationship, work, finances, or something else. You may feel trapped or imprisoned. Perhaps you're experiencing or perceiving that someone or something has invaded your turf, taken your toys, or is limiting your life in some way. Regardless of the details, you're experiencing a sense of victimization, most likely trapped inside a doghouse of your own making. Making choices and taking action from a victim perspective keeps you and others in a cage, sometimes in a rage. Blinded to your own reactions, the victim trap can cause you to follow the wrong scent, blaming and barking at others for what you think they should or should not be doing. Hit pause on blindly charging along and prepare a different kind of hunt. Acknowledging you're in this victim energy is the first step to breaking free. Get clear about your needs, wants, and passions. Are you afraid these won't be met or expressed? Feel the fear, make decisions, and take action anyway. Are you asking for one thing but really wanting another? Be honest and direct with yourself and others. Are you expecting others to do something for you, with you, or to you? What happens when they fall short of your expectations? Drop expectations and do your part. Once you realize you have new choices to make, you can choose to run with the same pack or a different one, the victims or the victors. The victors in life are those who model taking 100% responsibility for their own lives, regardless of others or what else is going on in the world. These are the true dogs you want to run with. Okay, now that's interesting because you have the King of Cups and the King of Wands. Now, the Wands energy deals a lot with our passions and things that we care about. Fiery passion, sometimes conflicts and other things like that. And then the King of Cups deals with our emotions. The Cups cards deals with our emotions, but the King of Cups, he's a wise person. He's gone through a lot. He knows how to go between his head and his heart. He's a good advisor type of person. But you notice how on these two cards, I find this very intriguing. With the King of Wands, he's out in the desert. He's on top of his cube. He's set to go. He's got everything. Even though he's out in the middle of the desert, he doesn't look like he has a care in the world. He's the king. He's got it. Okay. And then this king is a little bit more afraid. A little bit more. They're out on a little bit more rocky sea. His tail feathers are kind of, there is a ship out here, but it looks a little bit more rocky to me, a little bit more worrisome, a little bit more emotional, okay, a little bit more afraid. You might say, normally I wouldn't think that with the kings. Normally I would think the kings are on top of it, they're with it, they're leaders, they know what they're doing, they know what they've got. They can give us, what we really want. But it's interesting how in my perception of these is a little bit of fear, a little bit of worry going on. And then we've got the king with, everything is straight up, everything's okay, even though they're kind of out there all alone. They don't have any of their subjects near them, nothing else is going on, but yet they seem very confident and whatever. So I find that very intriguing that we have both of those going on here, especially with the wild dog answer the call and the victimhood take responsibility, because I could see that maybe you guys are a little worried, you are a little afraid, you do feel like there's stuff going on. We do have the devil energy, which could mean that you're worried that somebody is holding you down, holding you chained, keeping you from reaching your goals. Devil card often is a chain or a fiery kind of, the depths of hell almost. And you might feel like you're in that right now. Maybe you have responsibilities, other things. The Four of Swords. Fours deal with home life. They deal with our foundations, uh, our stability, those kinds of things. But the Four of Swords usually deals with some sort of rest or time to take a break from things. But what I'm getting with these energies going on here, is I really feel like some of you have a lot of home responsibilities. This could be dealing with a parent that needs extra care. This could deal with a spouse or a significant other or children, or maybe your home needs lots of repairs. Okay, it could be any of those kinds of things, but home type of deal. Things that um, dealing with your home life, your stability, your foundation. And I also feel like some of you guys, with the victimhood card, I feel like some of you guys have been pushed into certain responsibilities, certain things that you feel like you have to do, like you don't really have a choice, that you're stuck here, that you're, like I said, you're chained. I feel like a lot of you guys feel chained, feel trapped, feel stuck in obligations. Okay, that's where the victimhood card comes into play. Okay, but with the wild dog energy going on here, answering the call, and then with the Ace of Wands, this is a new beginning, a new start, and getting new passions. And with the Ace, that's a new beginning, a new start. And it's interesting how, with this one, it's got the cat and it's got the wand here in the spell book. So it's almost like you can create your own reality. You can create what you would like to do next. And so from that point of view, you can just kind of keep going on. And so, I find that very intriguing, that basically the messages going on here are, you can choose to go forward. You can choose which energy you want to be in. Okay? You can choose to be stuck here. And I'm not saying just give up all your responsibilities that you have and just forget about them and just go your own way. I'm not saying that, because, obviously, most of us want to continue, dealing with the things that we need to do. But even if you have certain responsibilities that you need to take care of, even if you have certain things, that doesn't mean you can't follow your heart, your dreams, and things that you would like to do. You don't have to be totally caught up in this trapped energy. You can still go out and get the things. We do have the Knight of Cups here, and you notice how they're on the turtle, they're coming out of the water, they're dry. So it's almost like, the knight is able to move forward, get past some of these obstacles, take innovative solutions to go where he needs to go and do what he needs to do. And it's also a cup energy, which deals with your emotion and what you really care about. And I do think that this is something that's emotional for you. And so I do think that you can, go into this energy. You can do this. Let's go ahead and go on to your charms. Maybe there's some other extra messages or other things, and then we'll do your oracle spheres as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and get our charms. Ooh, got a lot going on here. All right, let's look at our letters. We got lots of letters. We got A, T, E, 8. And a Q. That's intriguing. Okay. So we got a QETA. Okay. So those might be specific. Oh, we got some other stuff. Sorry. We got an S and an I as well. Okay. So we got QAETSI. Okay, so those might mean one and F. Wow, I keep finding more letters. Those might mean specific things to you. Those might be initials, something else that you can get from that yourself. This is interesting. All right. We have a couple words here. Oh, gosh, another N. Wow, I keep finding more letters. You guys might be able to come up with some really cool words here. We got AETQSIFN. So, I saw the word sift. So, to me, I think sifting through things, getting out the lumps and the other things going on there. We got the NQAE, so you guys can come up with words and put them in the description. That way other people can get the benefit of your hard work there a little bit. All right, we also have the number 5, which often denotes change. It denotes a little bit of chaos, a little bit of upheaval. And I do think that going through a change or changing things up might be a good thing right now. I also feel like it might be a little scary for some of you, a little chaotic. And that's kind of what I'm getting there a little bit. It's interesting how we have the 4 of Diamonds and the Home Sweet Home. The 4s I was mentioning to you earlier with the 4 of Swords deals with our foundation, our stability, our other things. And I feel like, and also dealing with our home life and other things. So I do think that this has to do with that a little bit. A family's love is forever. So that's good to know, because no matter what, if this is dealing with your family and obligation, they're still going to love you. Okay. And that you still love them, even if you want to be able to go on and do some things in your life that you would like to do. Okay. So don't feel chained by that. We also have beautiful. So know that you're beautiful, because we also have the butterfly, and I kind of see beautiful going along with that as well. It's interesting how we have the turtle energy again. So we had the turtle with the Knight of Cups. So go ahead and ride that turtle. Take the small steps and moving forward. Things can take time. You don't have to rush into it and go really, really, really quickly. But definitely take the time to kind of go there. Okay. We've got the she believed she could, so she did. So once again, all you have to do is believe in it and believe that you can, and then you can do so. Okay. So I kind of have that energy going along here. I do like that we have the fan, we have the diamond. Both of those things to me represent a little bit of higher class, a little bit of getting some luxuries, in life and those kind of things. We have the hammer, which is, build your future, build towards what you would like. We also have a little bit of creative energy here with the Mickey hands. And that just means being unique, being you, going out and doing what you would like to do. And know that spirit is with you, because we do have the feather here. We also have the winged heart. I think some of you guys might be being held back a little bit by maybe some passed on loved ones. A little bit. That might be what you're chained down a little bit by. I'm not exactly sure where that message is coming from or why that came there, but I thought I better throw it out there for you guys. So if that resonates with you, you'll know what I'm talking about. But I do see, a family's love is forever, and the winged heart is that they're just showing how much they love you, and that now is the time to kind of fly and go forward. We also have the sun and the moon, which shows that wonderful balanced energy. You do have the moon, which is the mother energy. You have the sun, which is the father energy. You have that home balanced energy, and that is important right now for you. I really do feel like, your home is important, and maybe your home is making you feel a little bit chained or a little bit held back, or like I said, something dealing with your family, like, parents or other things like that. But I feel like with both of them here, it's important to get a balance between one and the other. So don't let it go towards one way too much or towards the other way too much. That getting the balance is what's important here, okay? Um, and like I said, don't necessarily give up on your obligations, but don't give up on what you really want or what you're passionate about either. Because we do have the Nine of Wands here, which is, uh, definitely using your creative energies, definitely, doing those kind of passionate things. We also have the Six of Hearts, which deals a lot with our childhood and things. I do feel like this is kind of deep seated a little bit. This might have even something to do, even going back all the way to your childhood. Maybe this victimhood thing went all the way back to there. Maybe there was a overbearing parent, or somebody that made you feel like you couldn't follow your dreams, or you couldn't go your own way, and you just feel kind of trapped because of that. I do feel like I sense that for some of you that may be, because I really do feel like this has a lot to do with our home life and parents. I feel like parents have a lot to do with this for some reason. And, I was feeling that earlier, but I feel it even more now. So, for a lot of you, I think that might have something to do with this. Just know that you can, get past that. You do have the Queen of Diamonds here, and so you had lots of kings and queens and knights and, other court cards that can really help you go forward here. And we also have the Star, which to me just always means kind of reach for the stars, kind of go for your goals, kind of, go for your dreams. I think it's important to do that and not feel chained to the earth and chained to your vulnerabilities and things here. Let's go ahead and get our Oracle Sphere questions. And basically how this works is we have 4 different stands that you can choose from. We have blue, red, green, and gold. And you can choose by number, by color, 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever works best for you. But figure out which stand you would like your answer to appear on, and then we'll get our answers. All right, the number 1 blue is probable. The number 2 red is yes. The number 3 green is no. And number 4 gold is not likely. All right, so number 1 blue is probable, number 2 red, yes, number 3 green is no, and number 4 gold is not likely. All right, guys, I really hope you had some important messages come through here. I really enjoyed doing the reading. I hope you had some messages that would be useful to you and that you can do something with. Please give the video a thumbs up, share this video or the channel with your friends and family, put it out there on all the different social medias. Leave me comments in the comments section. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And check out our other videos on the channel. We have lots of videos that might be of use to you or that you might like to take a look at. And so we'd appreciate all of those things. It'll help the channel grow. And we just love it so much when you guys can do that. All right, guys. We look forward to seeing you in future readings. And may the stars guide your path. Bye-bye. Hello, Pal 3, and welcome to your reading. Get some messages from your furry friends. We have our Divine Dog Wisdom cards, which we'll look at here. We also have our tarot cards, which we're going to do. We've got our charms, so we'll take a look at those here in a minute, as well as our Oracle Spheres, so you could be asking a yes or no type of question, and we'll see what kind of answers we get on that. All right, let's take a look at our tarot cards. We have the Hierophant. We have the 7 of Cups. We have the Ace of Cups. We have the Queen of Wands. The Ace of Swords. And the 5 of Cups. Okay. And then we have Patience any day now. And Playfulness, just for fun. Okay, let's take a look at our Divine Dog Wisdom booklet here, and let's see what little extra things. I love that dog just waiting for his dinner there. Okay. All right, patience. It means that you're being challenged by situations or circumstances that could provoke feelings ranging from irritation to great pain. From getting soaked clear through in the rain to walking over hot rocks, from waiting to be fed to having no bed. Your tolerance and restraint are being tested. How you react or respond is the measure of your capacity to withstand any number of insults or temporary deprivation with composure. Patience is that capacity, and it varies from one individual to another and from one situation to another. You might find yourself dog-tired and with a short fuse, or harried and hurried by an agenda not entirely under your control. What may be most important for you now is the understanding that your reaction to the situation or circumstances is what can cause you the greatest pain, not the stimulus or challenge itself. Patience is the degree to which you're willing to look at your reaction to yourself and others and then choose a different course, one in which you refrain from verbally or physically lashing out when provoked. Barking or biting can make a situation worse for you and others. Instead, try to delay your response and build your patience muscle until you feel solid in your haunches. This takes exercise and training, as it is not an inborn trait. Patience is also the ability to delay gratification in anticipation of and exchange for a greater reward. What can you do to reduce your irritation threshold and lay down your fur? What situation are you confronted with that might yield a better result in the long run if you kept your muzzle in for the moment? What momentary gratification can you delay in order to reap the full rewards of a life well lived? Okay, that's interesting. And then let's look at playfulness. It's time to let go, relax, decompress, release agendas, stop focused work, and drop into playful mode of being. You've been hitting it hard enough and following rules and structures, others or your own, confined to a pen that is less than playful. It is free time now, and you can allow yourself to be frisky with no particular focus. Are you afraid to be silly? Are you afraid of being unproductive for a little while, worried about what others might say about you? Are you worried that if you stop your grind, someone else might take your place in the race? Does your inner critic have you by the neck, commanding that you be serious at all cost? Well, it's costing you. You can get sick, and many do, when they don't take breaks or adequate time off. Taking time off can be the best preventative medicine, avoiding a longer downtime caused by a collapse. Even though everyone may have a different favorite way to play, the universal trait common to being playful is not to take oneself too seriously. Remember, there is no particular goal when it comes to play, at least not one that creates winners and losers. Playing is a process, one that can change your neurochemistry in a heartbeat and help you rediscover your wild side. And as many great artists, musicians, and others know, being playful is at the heart of creativity. Spontaneous bursts of energy and imagination are possible when you give yourself permission to be in a playful mood or open to others' invitations to play. Are you resistant to being playful? When was the last time you played? Have you fallen into a routine and habits that don't allow for any unstructured time or engagement with others? Have you noticed your play muscle has become atrophied? Okay, so that's really kind of important here, because you have a couple of different energies here that make me feel like maybe you are hitting things a little hard, or you're working towards a goal and you're not taking time out for that to manifest itself, for that to go on. You do have the Five of Cups here, which the Five of Cups energy usually means that something has gone on to make you feel like you don't have everything, that something has spilt, or, the fives also are a little bit of a chaotic energy. They're a little bit of a transformational energy, a little bit of a things changing from one thing to another kind of energy. And we also have the five, which is the Hierophant up here as well. And so those numbers show to me that maybe you are kind of changing, kind of going through this, but we also have our dreams and wishes and hopes here with the Seven of Cups. And you notice how this particular one is kind of relaxing, dreaming, has all these wonderful things in his cups that he can get. But right now they're in the dream state. Right now they're still, there. We do have the Hierophant, which kind of shows a little bit of an authoritarian figure, a little bit, somebody who might pass judgment, somebody who, um, might help guide you. But what I'm seeing with that is almost an authoritarian figure, like maybe, like I see this dog sitting here and he's got this look on his face and he really wants this dinner, and he's being told by his master to stay. Not now, not yet, wait. And and the look on his face is just like, oh my gosh, I'm ready now. And I feel like you guys are ready now. You would like to have it now. You've been working really, really hard towards a goal. And I do see it coming. I see that you have that opportunity. But I do think patience and waiting time, taking some downtime, having fun, rather than being under the whip, and under the supervision of the Hierophant here, under the authoritarian figure I see with this Hierophant, it's time to take time out away from that. If we think about something that we want too much, if we focus on our lack, or that we don't have it, or that we want it to come into being but it's not here yet, and we're waiting and we're waiting, that often will delay it further. That often will make it farther away from us. It's kind of weird how that happens. To be focused on it so much that a lot of times, if we kind of just step away for a minute and take time and back off, then the answers will come to us, or new perspective will come to us, or the universe will just all of a sudden drop it in our laps, or things like that happen. So basically, and this goes with, like, if you're working on a problem, or you have something going on in your head and you're focused on it so much and you don't get away from it. But sometimes if you just back away for a minute, maybe take a nap, do other things, pull away from that particular work, the answer might come to you. Inspiration might come to you. There's lots of things throughout history that have happened that way, that when we pull away from focusing on it so hard, it will kind of manifest itself, or kind of the answer will come to us, or we'll get more perspective on it, that kind of thing. So I kind of see these two things as kind of going together. Having patience, the time isn't quite yet for these things that you would like to happen, but by focusing on them so strongly, you're going to delay them happening even longer as well. So not only do you need patience, because it's going to take a while for those to come up, but also taking downtime, taking time away from the hard work and the worry and the thoughts. Let the universe have time to manifest it. You have two aces here. We have the Ace of Swords and the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups is showing this overflowing abundance, how the abundance is there. It's already in your life. It already exists. It's already flowing for you. It's just there can be a blockage there for you to take advantage of that, by not being able to relax and get there. The Ace of Swords also shows clarity. It shows, oftentimes it shows people meditating or doing other things. The aces, and both aces also deal with new beginnings, new starts, new ways forward, new paths, new things to happen. So I do feel like what you've been wanting, what you've been hoping for, it's time to be patient. You definitely need to be patient, which is really hard to do sometimes. But also, take time out away from that just a little bit. Take time for fun. Take time to do things away from what you've been focused on so greatly, so that it gives the universe a chance to kind of help manifest that for you. Okay? You do have the Queen of Wands, which is great. The Wands deals with the things that we're very caring about, passionate about, our creative energies, our connection with spirit, all those things. And the Queen is really cool because she is determined. She has a lot. She is optimistic. She is confident. She's passionate about what. And I do feel like you guys are passionate about what you want and what you're going after and what what you're doing. But also, it's a good idea, like I said, to back away from that a little bit. Being passionate about it doesn't mean you need to um, go so far forward into it that's all you're focused on, that's all you're doing. So being passionate about it doesn't mean making that your only focus in your life. Okay, I feel like that's kind of the answer that you need here, that there's more to life than just the one thing, and that the one thing is important to you, and that's great, and that's wonderful, and you've even got the opportunity to manifest that and work that out and do that, but that there are other things in life to focus on as well, and that there are other things that if you do that, it will help with that. Okay, so that's kind of the messages I'm kind of getting there. Let's look at our charms. There might be a few other messages or clarifiers or other things here, and then we'll look at our oracle spheres. Alrighty. Alright. We got a number one again. I really love that because the number one, like I said, shows the new beginning, the new start, the intuition, all of those type of things. So I really feel like that's something that is going on here. We also have more fives and sevens. Fives and sevens, like I said, do show some upheaval, some changes, some delays, conflicts, other things happening that way. But I do think that you can get through all that. We also have the King of Swords, which he's the ultimate authority figure, showing discipline and other things. And I kind of saw that with the Hierophant as well. I do think there might be an authority figure kind of holding you back here a little bit, or kind of putting their thumb on you just a little bit there. But just know that, it's okay. You can still get past that. We do have the sun and the moon that shows the balance that you need in your life. That goes along with the playfulness, because the moon is our emotions and our intuition and our talents that way. And then the sun is our authority, our leadership, our work, our earthly type of things that way. And by both of them being together, I see that as you need to balance that. We do have the dream star. We also have the moon star. We also have the star kitty. So all of those to me, and we've even got the mermaid here and the purple llama. And even the sheep, because I think of dreaming when I think of sheep. All of those things mean to me, now's the time to dream. You notice how, in the Seven of Cups, he was dreaming, he was thinking. Now is definitely the time to dream your dreams. It's time to, let those work their way so that they can manifest, so that you can work towards that. But also we've got the Santa Claus, which is a childhood energy, wishing for things energy. I still feel like you guys can wish for things. We have the hope as well. I do think you guys can hope, but we do have the skull and crossbones, which is a warning sign a little bit about working too hard. I'm also thinking of pirates when I think of that. And pirates, go out and take things away from people that they're working hard for. We also have the anchor here, which can kind of go along with that as well. It's a good idea to anchor yourself a little bit. It's a good idea to get yourself a little bit of stability, a little bit, because I feel like maybe you guys are not very anchored in reality and with that kind of thing. So I feel like that's important. We also have the ruler, which is taking a measured approach, measuring your success so far, measuring how far you've come, because you've come quite far already. And sometimes we don't see that. Sometimes we don't notice that. Because all we're looking forward to is what we want and what we're still going for, and we forget how far we've come. And so I think it's really important for you to see that, for you to see how far you've already come, because I don't think you spend a lot of time doing that. Okay, so that's important. I feel like, that's something y'all need to do. But dreaming and not letting go of your dreams is very, very important. So it's interesting how we have a lot of the dream energy, but then a lot of, you know, waiting for those dreams to come about. I think you guys have been in this mode of when's it going to get here, when's it going to get here, when's it going to get here, and you're just not sure. And like I said, you focused on it so much that first of all, you're not enjoying your journey to get to it, which is, you know, always important to enjoy it. But second of all, I feel like you're just kind of pushing it farther and farther away by doing that as well. Okay, we have our Oracle spheres here, and basically we have 4 different stands that you can choose from. So you'd be thinking of a yes or no type of question that you would like to get an answer to, and then we have a 1 green, 2 gold, 3 blue, 4 red, and you figure out which one you'd like your answer to appear on, and then we'll get our answers. Number 1 green is a no. Number 2 gold is a not likely. Number 3 blue is a no. And a number 4 is a not likely. All right, so number 1 green is a no. Number 2 gold is a not likely. Number 3 blue is a no. And a number 4 red is a not likely. I'm always interested when it shows up pretty much the same energies like that, like what questions y'all asked. Alrighty, guys, that's the answers we have to our Oracle spheres there. I really hope there were some useful messages to you in this reading. I really enjoyed doing it. Like I said, please give your furry friends a hug and kiss for me and all the love in the world. I really appreciate their help in this reading. Please remember to give the video a thumbs up and leave comments in the comment section, as well as checking out our other videos on the channel and sharing the channel with your friends and family. All of those things are very useful to us and we appreciate them all. Alright guys, we look forward to seeing you in future videos. May the stars guide your path. Bye bye.